Hello, this is Joseph S. Samiego. I'm the author of the Carolingian Age series, and one of my passions is map making, cartography, especially fantasy cartography, and that's why I picked up Wonderdraft a while back. I've been loving it, and I am going to kind of play around with it here. So first thing, I have my base of what I'm starting with, the coastal region, got a harbor, and I've already done my coastlines. So really, I'm just going to go ahead and start the shading. Now, I've already preloaded some shades that I want. And the great thing about Wonderdraft is you get a little bit more control than you do with other softwares. I do have a lot of hand-drawn maps on my page, but right now I'm doing this. So I'm going to take off the all filter and just go ground and hit the fill. So boom, there you go. But I want to do a little more, so I'm going to throw a little desert. Brush size you can adjust, so you can get a bigger brush, or you can go real tiny. And I'm not going to go real tiny, I'm going to go big brush on this one. And it kind of, this particular one shades it in, but you can go here and just flat. And then here it's a lot more mixed. So, but let's depend on this, kind of give it a little bit more of a transition on the edge, like that. And we'll take it up about that far. I guess that's good. Pull it back actually. So that way it's a little bit of a coastal region, maybe on a desert coastline. So more drier places are away from the water. So that's kind of how we do the shading. I am gonna throw in a little bit of darker green up here because we're going to be adding some rivers there. So we're going to have a little bit more vegetation here, and you'll see that as we go on. So now one of the things that I really want to look at is the rivers, the water. So you have already right up here a lake. So I'm going to add another one kind of back here. So we a little bit off map, a little bit on, and then I'm going to do a river. Now the rivers, oh, yeah, kind of cancel it. The rivers have the width. The 4 is default. And really you just pull the line. Then you can increase it, which I think for this we will. So I'm going to restart that river, kind of further up. And I'm going to pull it just right there. I mean, that's really good, but I'm going to take this particular brush, which is going to give me more. Let me zoom in here for you. Pull it back. Just kind of, as you can see, expand the mouth of the river. So it looks a little bit more natural. I like my maps. I mean, obviously you want, it's a fancy map, so you don't have to be 100% accurate with geography. There are a lot of people who would nitpick that. I try not to, because it's a fantasy map. It's supposed to be kind of fun. But people want to see realism, and that's okay. That's pretty cool too, especially if you can get on program, artificial program. So there's a good river right there. We really don't need a lot of rivers here. You know, it's coastal. We already have it, and just for the sake of this. So one thing I want to go ahead and add is mount. This is my favorite mount to add. And I like the scale of it right now. So we're just gonna pull it over here, the border the desert. And it will take the color of whatever the ground is. So I'm just gonna border around the desert. Just pull it up a little bit. And as we go south, kind of pull it down. Alrighty, let's go for that. So we got a good little desert here. Now let's go back to the shading. I like to shade as I go. A lot of people may kind of wait to shade. I prefer to go and shade as I go. I'll pull that brush size down a little bit. And don't forget to change your filter. It happens to me every map. I always forget to change filter. I'm gonna have these brownish mountains. Gives it a good divider, but it kind of makes sense for the area too. And let's put it back to the ground. And let's kind of give the ground a little bit more. It doesn't have to be the same color, but let's give it a little bit more darkness than that green. I mean, I like the green. That's why I chose it. It's one of my go-to greens, or somewhere around that area. Let's give it a little bit more darkness on that. There we go. Oh, wrong green. There you go. That looks pretty good like that. And I'm actually going to add a little bit more over here. Kind of think like the Nile in the sense that it was very lush around that area during the flood season and even at other times. And so it kind of helps. So that's the shade in with some mountains. And symbols, where you get your mountains from, also has trees. Trees are great. So obviously that's too big. And the scale, you gotta really play the scale. So if you want to go, it doesn't go below 10. So you want to go and you can just kind of drag your mouse. Looks real uniform, almost like an orchard. Yeah, this one's the same thing. Let me see here. These are actually your pines. So whenever I'm doing like Arctic settings, northern settings, or even Antarctic type settings, I use pines a lot. Everywhere else I'll just use. This is really the one I use because it's getting a nice variety of trees. So I'm going to take all those away though. For the sake of this, I'm going to use we got pines. So mountain regions, you should probably get some pines. You know, just kind of dragging them around. Throw some up here. Doesn't have to be really great. Just kind of drag them around, make them, you know, if you want to do some patterns, you do your own patterns. If you don't have to. You know, it's your map, you can do whatever the hell you want. That's kind of how I look at it. Oh yeah, I don't really cuss much in the books, but you will find a few. Especially one particular siren, she likes to cuss. But hey, that's what makes us us. Alright, back to the map. Enough kind of goofing off. So, you gotta play with scales a lot. Now, obviously, no map is good without some sort of directional. You gotta know where you're looking at. You know, it helps. And one of the cool things is you can kind of put it wherever you want. Now, there you go, get a nice little. A lot of times you put it aside, maybe with your key or legend, depending on how you grew up talking. I've heard it called both. And then you can do, in the water, you can do the overlay lines. You kind of play around with that, get it like right on center. It's just something I do for fun. I usually don't put it in many of my maps. I will put always the directional because I want people to know which way to look. Because that does come up. That question will come up pretty often. Now, cool thing in Wonderdraft, you can do overlays. So if you're doing like a battle map, square, flat hex, pointed hex. Pointed hex I found works a lot better for traveling maps, but you know, it's whatever you really want to do. You get frame options if you enable them. Some are better than others. I like the frames that stretch like all the way to the end. But hey, it's just whatever you feel like you want to do. And obviously, of course, you get the distance segments. So let's just create this one. You can kind of put that down the bottom, put it top. Oh, there we go. Nice little spot. The cool thing that they're doing now is they're doing borders. So you can do borders now. You know, you always had the pathways. You can change them up, although I am not doing it right, am I? But you can change up the pathways to show trade routes, things like that. Oh. Well, you know, let me just take that, put that back. Screw it. So just kind of have fun with it. That's what I like to do with Wonderdraft. So I'll probably do a few more serious videos with Wonderdraft. So I hope you enjoy this. Again, Joseph S. Samiego with playing around with Wonderdraft. Alright, good night.